Gender and sex are equally real, but belong to domains with different rules of existence. Deep upset can be caused by apparent denial of things that are strongly thought to exist. Fortunately, due to tiny readership numbers, I don't expect anger to come my way for my take on what is still held to be absolute truth or objectively true, to the extent physical reality is expected to bow to intersubjective rules of existence, as if the laws of physical existence could be decolonized. But it is a fundamental mistake to ascribe different values to existence regardless of its domain. Critics should keep this in mind. The heart of the problem comes from ignorance about the three domains of reality, their nature and distinct parameters defining what can and cannot exist within them. By the end of this effort, I hope you'll see that something equivalent to squaring a circle is possible in relation to a topic that can reduce the few, for or against, into a seemingly emotional, distraught state. There's no need to descend into irrational turmoil. Understanding the three domains, their hierarchy of reliance, and, as far as humans are concerned, the equal significance of existence, determining what is real in each one, with any luck should bring to an end futile mudslinging, condemnation, and allegations of immoral inhumanity. Although human language has an absolute foundation, related in part to shared physiology of perception and brain structure, which is highly relevant, this short publication is insufficient to cover the how and what, which I've done extensively elsewhere. But assuming this, I shall refer to language without falling into the rabbit hole of relativism and its unpleasant absolutist nature in exposition, a combination of demonstration and description, of the three domains of human reality, each with distinct rules of existence for their contents. Our bodies are part of the physical domain, creating fundamentals of a subjective domain. In turn, explicit or tacit agreement between individuals creates the intersubjective. Rules vary. Entities in physical reality differ from those of subjective reality, and both differ to those applying to intersubjective entities. But a hierarchy of dependence applies. The intersubjective depends on collective subjectivity, depends on physical reality. Although this relation is absolute, the nature of these domains makes them radically different from each other. This very rough diagram, which you will find in the transcript, will help. It really contains three, as it were, areas, or domains. The outer one, which encompasses the other two, is the physical domain. The next one, inside, is the subjective domain, and within that is the intersubjective. They all have a share of reality, but different aspects with different rules of existence applying. And they all influence each other and are linked to each other despite the difference of rules of existence from one to the other. Physical reality cannot tolerate contradiction. Rules of physics determine what is and what is not. Subjective or conscious reality can invent ghosts and then can hypothesize what is physically impossible. We can sense time thanks to the presence of consciousness, and emotion is real here. Intersubjective reality lacks consciousness and physicality, yet it can accommodate inconsistency, contradictory entities, and any amount of nonsense alongside truth. Words relating to the three domains are deeply embedded in language, not least because language is created by subjectivity engaging with the intersubjective. Words inculcate society and culture, are major parts of the intersubjective, as children learn to speak. shared physiology and brain structure makes it possible to learn language because the foundations of language are pre-established in our humanity. And individual agency, there can be no other, depends on all three. Here are some examples of domains of reality and what they contain. The physical: stone, rain, trees, sea, force, hot, cold. Sex. This is particularly relevant to the title of this article. The subjective: love, fear, emotion, pain, delight, consciousness, and hope. The intersubjective: society, culture, ideology, justice, politics, law, language, religion, and gender. The point is to show the relationship between sex, without having to use the word biological, and gender. They equally exist in different domains of reality. Both are real, but one cannot force the terms of its existence on the other. It is a fundamental mistake to assume the intersubjective can dictate physical reality, or, for that matter, anything from one domain can march into where it can't exist to dictate what happens elsewhere. This does not reduce the significance of existence in any one domain. Rather, it puts the human world into perspective. Our ability to make mistakes, understand contradiction, enabling the use of reason and appreciation of abstractions, let alone human language, is testament to the inestimable value of things and nothings that exist in the three domains. I've tried to telescope a new view of the human world, hugely important in philosophy, into a few pages where academics might resort to thousands. The key point is to recognize the three domains of reality and understand that each has different views of existence, I should say rules of existence. It is important to appreciate that logic is not the absolute master of all without diminishing its significance. Reality is much more sophisticated than one vast logic machine. If nothing else, the human capacity for hypocrisy proves the point. Meanwhile, gender people and those who deny the reality of gender need to put their obsessions to rest. That circle can be squared.